Welcome to the Window Wisdom Podcast, your guide to replacement windows and more. Hi, I'm your host, Ted Kirk, and this is Window Wisdom Podcast episode number 30. And today I'm excited to have a special guest who's usually behind the scenes with us, Rebecca Scott, our producer of the podcast, and also our marketing manager here at North Georgia Replacement Windows. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Ted. I definitely like being on the other side of the camera. Or asking you the questions, but that's okay.
Well,
I'll let you ask me.
Today you are in the hot seat.
Okay, all right.
And Rebecca is actually celebrating 15 years of being with North Georgia Replacement Windows, one of our longest tenured employees here. And I just thought it'd be great to have you on the podcast and ask you a few questions about your time spent with 15 years at North Georgia Replacement Windows. Did you ever think when you started that you would be here for this long?
No, I actually didn't even think I would be working at a window company, honestly. But I don't know if you want me to talk about how I ended up here or...
Yeah, well, why don't you just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a little bit about Rebecca Scott for the listeners.
Okay. So I graduated from the University of Georgia.
Go Dogs.
Yeah. With my degree in public relations. And I had a dream of working for the Atlanta Braves. So I was a big baseball fan. I'm an aunt to two nieces and two nephews, and I love being an aunt. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing basketball, being active when I'm not at work, and my faith is a big factor in my life. I want just everything I do to glorify the Lord. So
yeah, we knew you were very involved with your church, and in fact, a lot of people that work here actually you go to church with. So
I know. They make a joke about that, but yeah,
it's been great for us.
Yeah.
So. Well, you've worked here for 15 years. Can you kind of just share with us, some of your favorite things about working here and just working in one place for so long?
Yeah, definitely the people. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, how I got here. I actually, side note, I go to church with Ted's parents, for those who don't know. And I remember your mom was just saying, hey, like they're looking for somebody to come work in the office. And I just came on the interview to come on the interview, honestly, because I was having a hard time finding a job. And after I left the interview, I remember calling my mom and saying, I think I'm going to love working here. And it was the people. It was you and Jonathan. And that's honestly what I still love about this company is the people. I mean, I love, obviously, that we run our business on Christian principles. But then just the people makes the job worthwhile. So.
Well, kind of the unique thing that I'll share with our listeners that you can kind of elaborate about yourself is you've been in so many job roles here.
Yes.
You've done so many different positions. You've finally landed in something that really suits all of your great qualities and your strengths, being our marketing manager and your creativity and everything. But kind of guide us through all the things that you've done here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I started out in an administrative role. So answering phones, setting appointments. We were a lot smaller then. So I was also entering bills and doing some accounting type work. I would help customers when they came in the showroom. And then I kind of transitioned into our production department and I was placing the orders. So I did that for a while. And then in 2019 is when y'all approached me with a marketing position and I moved over to marketing at the end of 2019. So
then became the manager of the marketing department.
Yeah.
And also part of our leadership team, which I'm super excited about. Rebecca helps determine the financial strategic direction. She's over some financial stuff with her budgets and different things and just does a great job with the marketing department. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So when you're not at work, what do you love to do?
I enjoy playing basketball. I like hiking. and I mentioned this earlier, but I like spending time with my family. I've got 2 nieces and a nephew that live here stateside, and then I've got a nephew that lives overseas. My brother's in the military, but I enjoy spending time with them too.
We certainly appreciate his service. I just wanted to share, so many things working with you throughout the years. Some of my favorite things that I've heard you say, like some Rebecca quotes. And one of them, I remember you saying this, and you said, we would like to be the Chick-fil-A of the window business. And I really understood that because I'm a big fan of Chick-fil-A and Truett Cathy and the work that organization does. But can you explain that to our listeners? What did you mean by that statement?
Sure. I mean, I like Chick-fil-A's food, but I find myself often going there because of what they stand for, with their faith, and then their customer service. I feel like they really take care of their customers. And so I want people to feel that same way when they come to us. I want them to genuinely feel like we care about them, because we do. And to leave here knowing that they received a good customer service experience, in addition to us also standing on our faith and as a core principle. So.
And I've heard people say before that they wish Chick-fil-A run the government, because they run their organization
that
so
efficient. Is pretty efficient.
Yeah, it gets you right through the drive-through, always consistent. That's great.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've heard you mention is, I wish a customer could see behind the scenes. I wish they could see what goes on. For example, if somebody has an issue, how we approach that, and how all hands are on deck, and really how much we care.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to that just a little bit, for people that may be considering our company, just kind of giving them some background that you may have, with 15 years working in the organization?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're human, and so there's always going to be hiccups along the way, but I guess I see how we handle those. And I see when a customer calls in, it's not falling on deaf ears. Like, there could be 5 to 10 different people working on that one issue for us to get it resolved. And we work to get it resolved until it's resolved. And I feel like, as a customer of other businesses I've called before, and it's like, are they even listening to what did it fall on deaf ears? But if people could see behind the scenes that we really do care, and we're working to fix that issue and resolve that issue as quick as possible. And so I see that as an employee here. So I would just want to pass that along to let them know that we do care, and that, we want to fix their issues. So.
Yeah. And the one thing, we've always said around here is, we may at this point in our business do thousands and thousands of window projects, but this may be the only window project for that customer. Right. And that's how we need to treat it.
Right. So. Like, it's the only project we're working on too. So, yeah.
Well, another thing I know about you is you have something called your rainy day file.
Yes, I do.
What is your rainy day file? Can you tell the customer?
Yeah, so I think this goes back to like 2009 maybe. We just received a really funny email, and it made me and Jonathan laugh. And so I was like, I need to hold on to that and remember that. So I just created a folder in my email called my rainy day folder. And now I just put, whether it's funny emails from coworkers, or it can even be something that's really nice that someone sends me, and I just want to look back on that as encouragement. So I'll just stuff it away in my rainy day folder and occasionally look in there. I was looking in there the other day, and there was an email from you. Your youngest daughter had turned 1, which she's how old now?
13.
She's 13. And I had gotten her a dress for her birthday, and you had just sent me a photo of her wearing it saying, I love my dress. And so just something, simple like that. I put that in that folder.
What else is in the radio folder?
Oh man. There's some funny emails between coworkers. There's a lady in our finance department, and she is very punny, like Chris. She loves jokes. And
yes, queen of puns.
She just sent this random email, and it says, for your Monday. And it just said, did you know male deer have buck teeth? And that's all it said. And so I was like, Chris. And so I just filed that away in my rainy day folder just to make me laugh.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy that had buck teeth when he
yeah. Nothing personal.
Just share with us maybe some of your best memories working here.
I think probably a lot of them revolve around our employees. We do an annual picnic every year, which I love. And it's just a time for our employees and their families and their kids to come together. We play a lot of games. It can get kind of competitive. We'll have food. And so I just enjoy that. I think once we get into our new building and we're all back together again, we'll do this again, but we will have monthly birthday celebrations. And so we'll all pile into the conference room and celebrate the birthdays from that month.
Play games.
Yeah. Go outside and play basketball out back. So it's just a fun environment, and it's not just all work and play.
Yeah. And we try to ingrain that in our company culture, right?
Yeah.
Hardworking people having fun together. Right?
Yeah. I actually have a crazy memory with Jonathan. Do you want me to share it real quick?
Sure.
So we can laugh about it now because it turned out okay, but Jonathan is a joke, he's a jokester, and he was going to run into the office and announce his presence. Like, hi, I'm here.
Oh, no.
And he jumped a little too early and he hit his head on the door frame. And from my perspective, he was across from me. So my computer monitor was there and all I could see was his legs behind my monitor. And I thought, oh, this is part of the joke. Like, he's joking. And I didn't know it was serious until one of the guys from production walked in and gasped. And he ended up having to go and get stitches. But he was okay. We came back and we had a tape silhouette of where his body had been laying in a hard hat waiting on him. But
yeah, crazy job.
Yeah, but he's okay. So
maybe share with us one of your favorite customer stories. Is there any customers? I think I know one, with you being such a big Braves fan. Why don't you share your story there?
Yeah, so we got a message from over the weekend saying that Henry Aaron had called asking for windows. And I was like, guys, what if this is Hank Aaron? And so I called him, and I was such a big Braves fan that I knew he was actually in the hospital at the time. He had fallen on some ice. And right when he answered the phone, I knew it was him. But then when he mentioned, oh, I'm in the hospital right now, I was like, that sealed the deal. I knew this was Hank Aaron. And so when I felt like I had been professional long enough, I asked him if he was, Hank Aaron.
The Hank Aaron.
The Atlanta Braves Hank Aaron. And he said yes. So that was really cool. And I ended up getting to go out to his house when we went out there for something. So that was a really neat experience.
Yes, you made Jonathan take you to Hank Aaron's house.
We got permission that it was okay that I went. I tried to remain professional. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool story. So.
Well, we like to make these short.
Yep.
It's been great talking to you.
Thanks for
Before
having me.
we leave, is there anything that you would like to share with our listeners about anything, any of the behind the scenes stuff before we leave?
I hope this doesn't make you or Jonathan feel uncomfortable by me sharing this, but one thing that I just was thinking about in my time here was there was a time period where I was like, should I be in ministry? Should I be, continuing at this job? And I had been offered a position to work at my church part-time. And I remember I was so nervous, but I came to y'all with that. And y'all continued to let me work. Y'all allowed me to work one day a week at my church for 5 years. So I would work here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I worked at my church on Wednesdays. And so that just I appreciate y'all for letting me do that. But that just shows what kind of culture and environment we have here. And it starts, at the top and works its way down. And so a lot of the stuff that I learned at my church, that was before I was in marketing here. So I was able to, work in ministry and then take those skill sets and use here. So I just appreciate that. And I think it just kind of speaks to the volume of the culture that we have here. So.
All part of God's plan, right?
Yep. It all worked out well. So.
Well, I just want to say thank you. And from Jonathan as well, he's out this week, but we just really appreciate you so much and what you've meant to this company to get us to this point. And you're You're like the heart of the company, and you're just doing a fantastic job. We're so thrilled that you're on the leadership team, and that you're at the helm of creating the strategic direction of this company, and that should really make everyone working here and our customers feel really at ease that we have such great people like you. So thank you so much for putting up with us for 15 years.
Well, thanks for keeping me around. I'll close us out because I'm always wanting Ted to say, hey, tell listeners to subscribe and like us. So be sure to follow us we are on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And then we will list our social media links below, and you can follow us there. But we'll see you next time on the Window Wisdom Podcast.
Thanks.